Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nordman, KBN. Sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Brust and Dortmund across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust alongside Packer backer, Bucks backer, WBA award winner, 30 under 30 or professional of the year.
I was not 30 under 30.
What were you?
I was
WBA?
Young professional. Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Young Professional of the Year.
I love when I ask him something that serious. He changes his voice.
Oh, what?
Becomes
very professional.
I was the Young Professional of the Year.
Yeah.
So I have to be very professional.
But
Sounds like you're giving the acceptance speech.
I wish you would channel some of that Young Professional of the Year into your takes.
Oh, my takes are fantastic. If I was a young professional, then my takes wouldn't be as great. They're great takes.
You also manage a station. That doesn't mean you got Young Professional of the Year because you're good on the radio.
Had I been on the radio, I probably would have offended more people, so I probably
You
wouldn't
just gotta. I'm giving you an easy way to say I am good on the radio because of this thing in front of me.
I'm great on the radio. Yeah, we are great on the radio. Mostly me, and make sure you say the award-winning 1017 The Truth. And I decided, you know what? Since I came over here to our great station,
Kyle.
I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, I've been nominated for awards before. We had the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin was on The Truth last year, and then I come here and I say, you know what? Let me put some of that winning stuff over here. Shout out to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, and shout out to me, and shout out to Tori Lowe for also winning. So everything I touch turned to gold.
What about Brad? What about Ben? What about Strove?
Second place, Brad.
What about Chris Larson?
Brad doesn't know anything about
what
second
about content director?
and
what about the market manager?
That's the appropriate way to do this. Have you ever seen an acceptance speech?
What do you mean?
They say to everybody else.
Congratulations.
No. Brad, that's how you and I would.
Yes.
But boastful Kyle Wallace over here, Young Professional of the Year, has a different way of thanking people.
I'm saying congratulations to you all for me dragging you to this award. I appreciate your efforts and your contributions. Ben, I needed you to be able to tee me up, and Brad, I just needed you to react to what I had to say.
Tee me up.
And so I mean, this is what. Listen. I just brought ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Wisconsin, a WBA award. I already got that over there at The Truth in a couple years, but I wanted to bring championships here. I'm like LeBron. Everywhere I go, we win titles. What can I say? Actually, I want to be LeBron.
I was going to say, why'd you choose LeBron?
Well,
of all the people.
Because LeBron is a team hopper, and so I can't think of too many other people that hop from team to team. I'm like
KD?
Kareem.
Brady?
I'm like Brady. I'm Tom Brady. I'm Kareem. Anywhere I go.
Brad, would you like to thank anybody? So can you please let the audience know what you're holding, what it entails?
Yes, I am. What I'm talking about is reason why they're thanking me.
Because you should be thanking KBN Nation. You didn't even thank KBN Nation.
They're the engine that drives the car.
Yeah, so what I'm holding here is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association trophy because KBN, Kyle Brust and Nordman, won Best Radio Show in the state of Wisconsin at the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association, and we beat out great stations around here. We beat out people from The Truth, people from 620. We also beat out Wildy and Tausch. Those third-place losers got to tell us, ask how it tastes.
Third-place losers.
They are. It only took us
What
6
music
months.
is this?
Award show music.
I want
Sounds like movie suspense music.
I want ratchet music if I'm accepting the speech.
800-990-3776.
Go ahead, touch the trophy. I got you.
That's for KBN Nation to chime in because you are a part of this. Although Kyle did not reference you, I want to know that this award means nothing to me without it meaning something to KBN Nation, right? Because without KBN Nation, there's no opportunity for us to have the WBA trophy that you grow up dreaming about moments like this. About Brad holding his first place trophy in over 20 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
And without KBN Nation, none of this would be possible.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
No. You don't get to appreciate it. You don't care about them?
I thanked them on Saturday. But right now, I want y'all to say thank you to me. I said you're welcome.
I know from my point of view, second place Brad is no more.
Hey.
I am officially in the first place. We can keep the nickname going because it's still pretty much true in my real life. But I tell you what, is this what it
This
feels
isn't
like?
your real life?
Is this what...
This isn't your real life?
That came out
This
weird.
is not your real life? How did we win this
I
award?
should have said my first job, my first career.
Give the award
No,
back.
I like it too
Give
much.
the WBA
I like
back
it too
to them.
much. It's too much to me. I feel like a winner. Finally, for once, I won something. Is this what being a winner feels like?
It does. It does. You get to walk up and get your award, and you smile, and everybody claps.
I'm speechless.
And then the great thing about it, after you come home with all the trophies that I came home with, and my great teammates came home with.
Cool.
Everybody comes up to you at the end. Oh, you guys did such a good job. I listened to the show, or I listened to the. You guys are so great. I said, thank you. Somebody took a picture with me. Hey, can I take a picture with you? I said, sure. And somebody also from a different radio station in Madison said, hey, I want to take a picture with you and shake hands and send it to my boss so he knows what winners look like.
Celebrity.
I said, listen, you guys are part of this now. I dragged you guys with this in KBN Nation as well. I want to know, what did Lexi say when she found out that you won first place for your radio show?
She's like, now you're first place in another area. That's not just her heart.
Well, you're
There's
welcome.
finally another place where you're first place. I just made that up on the spot.
Well, Lexi,
she was proud.
It sounds too real.
She's proud to be married to a winner.
Yeah,
she's proud to be married to a winner. I'm finally.
She's never known what it's like.
I can bring home some hardware and say, baby, you picked me for a reason. Super Bowl, 2 Rose Bowls, state championship, AFC championship. Forget them all. I'm first place for the WBA. Let's go, baby.
She said about time.
Yeah.
Before we continue to celebrate with KBN Nation, because getting some texts and some reaction that they wish Kyle thank them, which I agree.
Thank you, KBN Nation.
No.
I
You
appreciate
you did your damage. Is there not award music back there, Alex Strofe? Is there some dull, uninspiring music? Because what also happened at the WBAs is our very own Alex Strofe, who produces Kyle Brust-Nortman, submitted for an award of Best Play-by-Play. Last year, he came home with the gold. This year, he falls short to none other than Captain Underpants himself. Jesse Whitey Tighties Nelson takes home first place in the WBA Play-by-Play Awards, followed by Alex Strofe. Jesse Nelson, greater than Alex Strofe. Alex Strofe, how do you feel?
Horrible. I haven't slept a wink since Saturday.
Oh, man. Jesse Nelson. Jesse freaking Nelson.
Living in my head rent free.
I know. You know what?
Brutal.
It makes sense now why he's always super smiley, like, hi, I'm Jesse, but he had an extra smile, like,
Oh, he had a pepper to step on.
Yeah,
Saturday,
did
boy.
he?
Jesse was dancing
You
to the
should've-
music
you should've
at the
seen
party.
him.
He was
Oh,
doing his
no.
little
Oh,
two-step.
no.
I
You
said,
should've
go
seen him.
ahead, Jesse. That's first place Jesse right there.
What did Jesse say to you, Strofe? Did he give you like a conciliatory, like, you know what? I know
Congrats
you gave your
on
best
second
effort,
place, Alex.
but I just deserved it this year?
No, I actually had to reach my hand out to him, and I said, congratulations. And that was it. That was the extent of our
And what
conversation.
did he say to that? He didn't say anything?
I think he said thank you.
He didn't want to rub it into you, huh?
No, because I rubbed it in last year, so I understand. He took third place last year.
Oof.
But what do you do?
Well, thank you to KBN Nation for being a part of history of Kyle Brust-Nortman. Kyle Wallace carries Kyle Brust-Nortman to the large market best radio show of the year.
No, I just had to show y'all the way, right? So next year is going to be all of us contributing to this.
And KBN Nation. You need to include KBN Nation.
And KBN Nation.
We are nothing without fans.
You know what? This is Kyle Brust-Nortman, and it should have said Kyle Brust-Nortman and KBN Nation. That's what it should have
that's
said.
what we are going to submit next year. Something that has to do with our fans who we care about outside of Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, those should be the first people you thank, Kyle. If you're up there to accept the
you
award.
know, I got
KBN
caught
Nation.
up in this moment here. You guys put the trophy in front of me, and I forgot my foundation of where I came from. We would be nothing without KBN Nation. Maybe I still would be me, but hey.
You'd still be the young professional of the year?
I would still be the young professional of the
Jesse
year.
Nelson chimes in on the personal talk and text line. Oh, bleep. I didn't do the congrats to Strophe. Oh, man,
See,
that
it's on the winner to do that to the second place, not on the second place to do that to the winner.
First and foremost, if I lost to somebody, I don't want to go out. Matter of
Well,
fact,
I planted Jesse to dance on Alex Strove's grave today, and he forgot to record something because, of course, Jesse Nelson outsources all of his jobs, and then they give him one, and he can't do it. But that's why he won the award. You know, he's number one. Rumors have it that Alex Strove had a pee stain at the WBAs. Care to elaborate how you got some khaki drip?
It wasn't khaki drip from urine. It was khaki drip from beer.
Oh, were you
off.
drinking away your sorrows?
He was.
I wasn't even my sorrows. I was just drinking away. That's all.
No, come on. It's okay. It happens to all of us.
I didn't pee.
You can't wear
But-
khakis to
No,
an
yeah,
event.
That was my bad, and so I had to accept. So Maddie Hayes, who does a great job running our social media on ESPN Wisconsin, she won the first place award for best use of social media. So I, on her behalf, accepted that award. Shortly after, I had a beer in my right hand. It was a bottle of beer, and I was like leaning it on my leg. So I think it left like a half circle.
This is a lot of description for somebody who
Oh,
said
wow. I
something
just got a
happened.
picture of the pee stain.
Ooh.
That looks big.
Why wasn't I
wow.
given the picture so we could at least flash it on the video stream? Would be my question.
I don't know, but because I don't
Who took a picture of it?
I don't know where they found it, but I'm glad we have evidence of the pee stain.
I'd like to see it.
I'm sending it to you. Will you please promise to put it up on YouTube, or are you going to be a lame person and not?
I'll pop it up. I have no shame. It's not urine, so.
Okay,
So
because
you claim-
Very high risk,
Based off
attire
the way
choice.
that you described how you attacked the WBA night, it seems like you were doing a lot of drinking. So for me to sit here and have your word be gospel, I'm questioning that just a little bit right now, Mr. Strofe.
I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
I don't think he
honesty is a core
recalls.
value.
At what point did you stop remembering things?
Later. I looked up my Uber receipt.
General.
It's about 1:40 a.m. So I had a big night.
Are drinks free?
For a portion
From
of the evening.
4:30 to 5:15.
Oh, so you,
Oh, you tried to cram it then.
No,
Do you cram it in
no,
those cocktail hours then?
They purchased. I say they because I had to drive back, and also a champion should have to pay for his drink. So
yeah, champions get drinks.
Did you get treated to drinks because you won an award?
Strophy tried to treat me, but I told him no because I was driving. I'm a responsible individual.
course.
Good
Of course
producer
you were.
right there.
Yeah.
Well, I need you producing the show, not producing
alcohol
Kyle's
beverages.
alcohol
I know,
drinks
I
to be
appreciate it.
had.
Listen, I should have
He's
said
a grown-ass man.
Rain checked me for out here. Give me my celebratory drink out here.
Nah, offers rescinded.
Oh wow, jeez Louise, somebody's a little
Expiration date on
jealous.
that.
Little second place jealousy over there.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, well, here's where I want to go next, Trophy. We hit on it in Mr. Irrelevant, which I was gratefully, happy to join you.
Were you?
I was.
Okay,
Yeah.
You didn't seem that way.
Really?
Yeah, you seemed like there was a little bit of envy there. Speaking of jealousy.
Oh, because you're a better host than me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I joined Mr. Irrelevant earlier today on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee, doing whatever I can to help Alex actually win a WBA next year. My presence alone, because I've been touched by Kyle's presence, will now rub off to Strofe as he gets ousted by Jesse Nelson for best play-by-play this year. That is tough. You're not going to sleep all week. But Chicago Bears fans / Cubs fans were chanting some things in the bleachers. I want to get to that audio on the other side because speaking of pathetic losers, I don't know who we've talked about that's a pathetic loser, but we usually do. Strofe is one of them. Jesse Nelson, yes, that was a pathetic loser. We talk about more pathetic losers next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Yeah, let them do this. I ain't doing it.
You're not going to hurt our
No,
feelings,
come on.
just mine.
Homer, come on.
Yo,
now.
fuck, I should be doing this time. I should be 2-6. That good enough for you? You need any more?
That's fair. Don.
Need any
Homer,
more?
that's
One?
fair, yeah.
Us?
Yeah.
Y'all
2, 3, 4.
You're all the same.
There we go.
Nobody's as good as me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley love their patio door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing, and it makes it comfortable for the life we live.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside and no drafts, it's a game changer.
Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 60 months when you order by May 10th. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 5/10/2024.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Madison in Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course, camp on site all weekend, and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Make sure you get tickets for the NTT IndyCar Series race at Road America June 6th through the 9th. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. Ben Brust here from Kyle Brust and Nortman and tell you about the newest spiked tee on the market, and that is Hoop Tee. And when I mean that it's the newest and best, it was born on the boardwalk of Ocean City, Maryland, and enjoyed now right here in Madison, Wisconsin. With flavors like an original spiked tee. You have peach, you have mango, you have watermelon. Hoop Tee will make you feeling great with whatever flavor fits your profile. Hoop Tee. Enjoy the hoops on the screen and hoops in your hand. HoopTee.com. Must be 21 years or older to enjoy.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say there.
Kyle Brust and Nortman, WBA Large Market Show of the Year. What's the Tory Low? There it is. You trying to get on camera?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure it's on camera. I mean, I'm going to let it be in front of Brad, but it may not be in it. Here, Brad, I just want to set it up for you right, man. Set it up for you.
No, I see it.
There it is. There it is.
can all
Get it on
trade.
YouTube
Right
at
there.
ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison for
there
the
you
folks
go.
to see. Just don't move your mic now. You're putting our trophy in danger.
Nah, you still can't see it.
Yeah, let's
Kyle,
put it-
you got a best view of it.
You know, it just.
I'm
no.
still-
Did you guys
I'm
know?
still number
Stop!
one. I'm still
Stop
number one.
moving the trophy. Strofe is good at utilizing the cameras to zoom in on the trophy, and the more you guys play hot potato, the more he's trying to keep up. Thank you.
Make him work.
No. Yes, make him work.
Who is this Brad Nortman?
A guy who won a WBA who thinks it means something.
Yeah, I'm first place now, Strofe. I'm
Yeah.
going to start acting like
He's
it.
gonna start bossing you around. You ain't gonna like him anymore.
I'm sure your baby mom was happy you got first place, too.
She was so excited. I was like,
I said, oh, my God.
yeah, I'm like, yeah.
You're welcome.
See,
to your baby mama.
She does have some woo girl tendencies.
Woo girl.
Yeah.
You know what a woo, like, woo. You know, like everything's like, woo, yay.
Oh, I thought she was just your hype woman.
No, just woo girl tendencies. Just like everything's woo. Everything's good. Yeah, it's good. It's positive.
Yeah, woo girls can be good hype girls.
Hype girl.
I like hype.
Hype baby mama.
You need a hype girl.
You really do. If you go home to a woman that's not hyping you up, King, you need to leave.
I think that's good relationship
I'm dead
advice.
serious. I come home, see, what's wrong? Let me hype you up. That's what I love.
You got a good girl right there.
I know I do.
Not relatable right now. I'm just kidding.
Granted, I don't go home to a baby. So.
Don't matter what my feelings are. Go change the diaper. Feed. Pay the bill. Where are all the ding ding dings? Let's get to the audio from Wrigley Field. The Brewers dropped the series 2-1 against the Cubs. 1-1. Freddie Fastball not able to get it done with no offensive help behind him on Sunday's game yesterday. Now, there's a contingent of fans, and this continues to be a theme here. With no games played, post-NFL draft, Caleb Williams to the Bears, a locked and reloaded team. They have a lot of confidence placed in Caleb Williams in a franchise that has not done anything since, 2014, which really wasn't even that much. 2010 when they made it to the NFC Championship game.
I guess they
not beating the Matt LaFleur, Elton Jenkins in the Green Bay Packers era.
They won the division in 2017 and got bounced right away.
Yeah, they were like 9-8.
Yeah,
it was a down year. I think that was obviously the Rodgers knee year.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, let's get to the audio of what's the best way to describe these guys, Strofe? Insecure.
I think insecure works. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear from the insecure Bears fans.
Bay sucks! Green Bay sucks! Green Bay sucks! Green Bay sucks!
Green Bay sucks. From the outfield bleachers at Wrigley Field, Green Bay sucks. Is there any more loser mentality than saying Green Bay sucks when you haven't won in the last 10 times against them? Matt LaFleur is 10-0 against the Chicago Bears. You haven't played a game yet this season. You don't know if Caleb Williams is real or not real. You know why? Because he hasn't played a snap in the NFL. Bears fans have gotten me to the point where it's not personal for Caleb Williams. It's more about the organization and professional world, that I am now rooting against him being good for the sake of not wanting to see Bears fans have success.
I'm totally right there with you. You know, one of the truths of life is that hurt people hurt people. And these fans are hurt. They are hurt, folks. And so what else are they going to do? They're going to try to hurt the successful Wisconsin fans, and that happens to be the Green Bay Packers right now. So you look at these Bears fans, these Cubs fans, man, hurt people. And it's just sad. I look at it and I have pity. It's pitiable when you look onto them to think that this is what they're going to focus on. You only do this when your own franchises hurt you so much to the point you got to take it out on somebody else. It's a classic, soft bully mentality. They haven't had anything to cheer for, so they do things like this. So the fact that they're taking this approach, as you said, Ben, before Caleb Williams has done anything at all, I don't have a whole lot of reasons to dislike Caleb Williams. I want to see guys do well, generally speaking. But, man, these Bears fans, they make me want to see the whole thing fail even further.
Can I expand on this to fire Kyle Wallace up even more? Kyle Bruston Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin reacting to Bears and Cubs fans chanting Green Bay sucks at the Brewers-Cubs game in the outfield. I get some texts over the weekend to my brother Jonathan, our second most delusional Chicago Bears fan from the South. Your Thursday show has me fired up yesterday at 5:23 p.m. Jordan Love sucks, period. Caleb Williams will be the best QB in the NFC this year, period. Weapons galore, period. You need to learn not to be a Packers fan, be a Bears fan to the core. I'm just disgusted mowing the lawn listening to your daughter is going to love what I give her next time I see her. Bear down, bleep bleeper. 3 hours later, love the silence. He texted Kyle Wallace.
Somehow I got dragged into this Bruss family bitterness and madness, and I get a text message today while I'm working at 11 o'clock talking about same different stuff, talking about
same thing, different person.
Same thing, literally the same thing.
Guess who I was
person.
not thinking about yesterday at all?
Your brother.
My brother.
You left him on silent. I didn't even need to tell you who this is. You don't know who this is, or you're giving me the silent treatment like Ben was.
Or we have better things to do than talk about your crazy fandom of weapons galore and Caleb Williams, who hasn't played a damn snap.
I said, bro, I'm working. I said, I'm at work. I have a whole job. I'm not concerned about what y'all talking about.
And it's May, and they haven't even beaten the Packers in 5 years.
They get a quarterback, and all of a sudden they get all this
They
hopefulness.
get a potential quarterback. There is no such thing as a sure thing. What is that, Strofe?
Just the certificate from the WBA.
We got a certificate too?
Yeah, it's like the envelope.
The envelope?
And when they read it.
Ooh, I've always wanted to have an envelope like that.
Here, can you put it? Can you put it together for Brad to like unravel?
It's so official, like how they open up the envelopes. You'd think that would have evolved over time, like the way they do these awards. But it's still like the envelope. Such an interesting thing to do.
Yeah, it's classic. Very
I
classic.
guess.
Your overall reaction to the jabronis?
Oh,
as
you're
Dave
right.
from Aaron puts it nicely.
These jabronis, this franchise is terrible. It's egregious. It's just so. I mean, the Packers haven't won a title in 13 years, right? So, I mean, I love my Packers, but we haven't won a title in 13 years. And you have a city of over 8 million people chanting, "The Packers suck," or "We hate the Packers," to a city that only has 100,000 people. Like, this is just embarrassing. Don't y'all have better things to do
No.
than think about the Green Bay Packers in
Isn't it
May?
fascinating how many people you come across that are utilizing this as Super Bowl mentality material when they haven't even played a freaking game?
Now, here's the thing, though. It's like when we say the Bears suck, we say the Bears still suck because there's actual proof about them sucking. Whereas with them, they're just talking nonsense of things that they hope. They've lost 18 straight games to us?
Strofe, you're a fact check guy, but that's definitely not it.
Well, and that's the
Or is
thing.
it 16 straight?
What they're saying isn't even true. I mean, the Packers, look, they haven't had the championship quality.
Neither is whatever Kyle's saying right now is true.
How many?
I think it's 10. I think it's
Is it
5
10?
straight. I think it's 5 years.
Matt LaFleur has never lost to them before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
5 years.
He's been the coach for 5
Okay,
years.
so my numbers were high, but not far off in the sense of the Bears still suck.
There it is.
And that's why the Bears still suck is such a poignant 11 straight. Okay. Such a poignant diss because it's true. That's what makes it's like if you were to call who's like Brad Pitt, okay? Handsome guy, right? If someone were to say Brad Pitt is ugly to his face, he'd be like, okay, like what are you even talking about? But if you're actually ugly and you say to them, hey, you're ugly, it's going to irritate you because you know deep down you're ugly.
So you're saying the Packers are Brad Pitt?
That's right.
That's how
you're saying them, and you're like, that's not even true.
When I hear Bears fans say that, it's just so laughable. I literally just laugh and say, look at this poor team. Look at these poor fans. Look at these grown men at a Cubs game, a baseball game in May, chanting about the Green Bay Packers. They did this before after like a Thursday night football game that they snuck out a victory over the Vikings, I believe, where they're talking about the Packers suck. Like, what are y'all doing?
It's Joe in the Boonies chimes in. Are Bears fans forgetting Matt Eberflus is still their coach? Yeah, coach aside, talent aside, we have not seen Caleb Williams throw the football. And you know what happened when the Packers had Jordan Love as like in the perfect position, right? Coming after watching Rodgers, there still was doubt, right? He had 4 years. He proved a lot of people wrong. A lot of people who watched him, Rob Demoski, Jason Wilde, right? I didn't really believe in Jordan Love until he slaps it into your face that he's freaking good. Right? And so before all that, we didn't even know if the Green Bay Packers were going to have it. The Bears haven't had somebody who's a franchise quarterback since Jay Cutler, if you consider him a franchise quarterback. They haven't had a quarterback have over 4,000 yards passing. I saw a stat about their leading wide receiver all time, 5,500 yards.
Is that Brandon Marshall?
No.
Oh,
it was from the 50s.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
And so you can have all this, but I'm going to go take a page out of the Kyle Wallace book. The history of Kyle Wallace tells me, well, the Packers, they have their way of doing things, and it continues to work out the way they draft develop. The Bears, the way they've been doing things, trying to put together winning franchise teams since '85, they haven't been able to do it. So why the hell should I believe it now?
You shouldn't. You absolutely
I'm not going
shouldn't.
to.
And when people lash out like that and they start yelling things like that, that's just envy and that's just insecurity. And that's what the Bears fan base is. They're a whole bunch of insecure imbeciles that are cheering Packers suck in May at a Cubs game because they understand that their franchise is going nowhere anytime fast. They're losers.
Well, and if you were smart, you would wait until inevitably the Bears will beat the Packers at some point. If you're smart, you wait till then. So then it actually stings Packer fans. You don't do it before you've done anything. So it's not only is it insecure, it's stupid.
It is, and I love it. Go ahead and let them know what you got up there.
Yeah, I think Strove's going to zoom in as best as he can to my computer. Brian Balaga famously said this on Kyle Brust and Nortman. They're a bunch of losers over there. Brian Balaga on the Chicago Bears. I'm gonna stick with that until I have to not stick with it.
The way Brian Balaga delivered that, he delivered it like a Packer O-lineman, didn't he? They're a bunch of losers over there.
Whatever they were drinking in the friendly confines there that are, you can call them the friendly confines or just delusional confines, however you want to put it. It definitely wasn't carbless because they are not as smart as our Brad Nortman.
No, they're not. Because carbless has everything I'm looking for when it comes to a cocktail. Guys, we had some family over on Friday night. Man, everybody was drinking carbless. We had a couple different selections, but the carbless went faster than all the rest. I got some texts even after the fact. My sister said, hey, I've been drinking carbless before. I had that Paloma. Boy, that just hits different. I was like, sister, we're having carbless here at the Nortman household, and it's so good. That's because it has everything I'm looking for when it comes to a alcoholic drink. Let's talk about the taste. The taste is unbelievable. I am diving back into those fruit flavors right now because it's becoming nice outside. This is Wisconsin. It's spring. Summer's on its way. So like the raspberry, the cranberry, the pineapple, man, they're just hitting differently. But the classic cocktails, like the Paloma, like my sister said, that she had, hits differently. Margarita, Moscow Mule, so good. But it's not just that. I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to eat well. I'm 34 now. I want my body to be able to still look good like I did when I was an athlete. I'm still an athlete. That's why I'm looking for carbless for that guilt-free experience. No carbs, no sugars, gluten-free, less carbonation. That means less bloat, and I feel better when I drink. Carbless, there's so many reasons to enjoy it, especially now. If you haven't discovered why carbless is so good, I want you to discover why Liss is more and find them online and at retailers near you.
800-990-3776, 800-990-ESPN. We'll get to KBN Nation plus KBN Academy. That's all next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
He is now off his rocker saying it. Well, if I played...
Choke artists. Choke artists, choke artists, choke artists. That's what you both are. Yeah, I said it. You both are choke artists.
Losers, choke artists.
That's what you are. You
frauds,
choked against TCU. You choked against Oregon. You choked against Kentucky. Y'all choked against Duke. I can keep going.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. It's been over 4.5 years I've worked with Zimbrick European, and it's time for you to stop on by and check out all the inventory they have to offer. You can also go to ZimbrickEuropean.com for certified pre-owns, Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, electric vehicles. They literally have it all for you. It's your one-stop shop. Don't forget about Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans as well. Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Check it out. You will enjoy it.
For the ultimate sports betting experience, get in the game at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Unleash your inner champion with dozens of betting kiosks, a VIP deck, high-end bar, first-class restaurant, broadcast booth, a 2,000-square-foot video wall, and more. It's a sports fan's paradise, 24/7. Bet above the rest. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Visit the website for more. Must be 21 years old. All bets must be made on site.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. When it's time to plant and grow your dream yard, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like $3 off select Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix or Organic Raised Bed and Garden Soil. 40-pound bags of Estate Sun to Shade Lawn Seed Mix, $109.99. And 32-ounce Bio Advanced Tree and Shrub Protect and Feed Concentrate, $21.99 after $5 mail-in rebate. Plus, visit our outdoor garden centers, now open at select Blaine's Farm and Fleet stores.
Dog, I can't remember a game that was this good. Yeah, you know what else would be great right now? Some food from the Great Dane. I know, but we can't go right now.
Good news! The Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is available on DoorDash and Uber Eats. Stay in the game with the full menu delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Order today with DoorDash and Uber Eats or on thegreatdanepub.com. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Forward Madison FC's professional soccer season is underway, and they want you to pack out Breeze Stevens Field. Need a night out with the whole family? Try the Forward Madison Family Special presented by MG&E. Score a ticket to the match, a meal, and an FMFC scarf, all for just $25 per person. Visit forwardmadisonfc.com to purchase your tickets today. That's forwardmadisonfc.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
The host might be irrelevant, but the conversations aren't.
The NFL draft in the books out in Detroit. 775,000 people over the course of 3 days in Detroit.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
What is it going to look like in Green Bay next year for the NFL draft? It's going to be absolutely bananas.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Live on ESPN Madison's YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And available wherever you get your podcasts.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Ruger Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, the WBA Large Market Radio Show of the Year. What, really? Wow, on ESPN Wisconsin.
How many times must we take this disgrace? Another Bears fan throwing insults in our face. The Packers are the greatest team to ever play the game, even if from time to time they've been a little lame. How could you ever love a team with Jim McMahon?
Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. 800-990-3776. We were discussing the bozo-ness, the jabroniness of the Cubs and Bears fans chanting Green Bay sucks without Caleb Williams even throwing a pass in a preseason game, in training camp, in mandatory minicamps, in any capacity for the Chicago Bears. Phil in Cedarburg, 800-990-3776. What do you got?
Hey, just kind of curious what you guys think, and I probably know what the answer is, but would you, if you had your choice right now, would you take Caleb Williams or would you take Jordan Love?
What would you do?
I'd probably go with Jordan Love.
What's your hesitation?
I mean, half a year. That's why he's had one half a year, and you know, and against San Francisco, he had a horrendously bad second half, which cost us the game. Horrendously bad. So I don't know. So he's been, to me, he's been really good and really bad.
I appreciate the call, and I'm fine with most of it. Horrendously bad second half, probably not. Maybe to the standard of what we had seen those 8 games leading up to San Francisco, it felt horrendously bad, which, again, I'm fine with using he only played 8 good games as part of your argument, because that is not, it is a 17-game season, it's not an 8-game season, and part of this is trying to figure out is if Jordan Love can put together 17 games, not to the degree of 20 touchdowns, 1 interception, but can he have a 35-6 year, right? Like, can he take care of the football? Like, is it going to be a 35-10 year? We haven't seen him in a full year. And it's so hard because in our brains, what we remember is usually what happens last, right? Because that 8-game sample size was so great, it's hard to get out of the head. It's hard to even think about the bad times. But what if there are? Like, are we just going to continue to revert back to, well, we know those 8 games in 2023 were so delicious that we know what we're going to get on the other side of this downspell? Or is the downspell going to be something, because he's going to have ups and downs still, right? He can't play as good as he played for those 8 games the entire season. But of course I'm taking Jordan Love, because I'm taking 8 games because Ryan Clark said it best on ESPN. They said, who's the sure thing of all the quarterbacks? Who's can't miss? He said, no one's a sure thing. Everyone could miss. Everyone can miss. And that is so freaking true that if you haven't seen them do it at this level, you can't trust it. We've seen 8 games. I'm taking 8 games over Caleb Williams every freaking day.
And it's 8 games plus 2 postseason games. That's why it's easily Jordan Love, and it's not even close in my opinion. It's unfathomably hard to play quarterback at a high level in the NFL. It just is. And that's why every quarterback, like what you said, Ben, is a prospect until they actually go out there and throw the ball. That's why you even go back and look at other first-round quarterbacks. It is completely hit or miss. It's a flip of a coin if they're even serviceable in the NFL. Caleb Williams is like a lottery ticket right now. It's like you have no idea what it's going to be. Could be boom, could be worthless. Jordan Love is more like a legit investment. Like, you know, there's already been returns, and you look at that and say, I can rely on that going forward. So Jordan Love, he might not be as good as Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams might be unbelievable. But with the information I have right now, proof of concept in Jordan Love and a complete question mark in Caleb Williams, give me Jordan Love, because it is so indescribably hard to play quarterback, and we've seen in the NFL, and we've seen Jordan Love do it.
With the way the Green Bay Packers ended last season, and we're talking about regular season, and the way that Jordan Love played, and then how they went into the postseason, and how Jordan Love led them in the game against the Dallas Cowboys. And he did not play a horrendous game, because honestly, that was the best quarterback play we saw against the 49ers in the last 2 times we played against them in the playoffs, because talk about a horrendous game. Aaron Rodgers had a horrendous game his last time in the playoffs against the 49ers. And so at the end of the day, as you said, Brad, we actually know what the potential is for Jordan Love. You don't have a team that goes 9-8 and being the youngest team in the NFL to make the playoffs in 50-some-odd years and then go and win a playoff game and don't think that this team has potential to go in the right direction. We don't have an issue at quarterback. We actually have a solution at quarterback, and we saw that solution for a whole bunch of young guys and a defense that was inconsistent. Jordan Love was the answer for this football team. So this isn't even a good question. It's obviously and easily Jordan Love.
Oh, wow. Kyle wins a WBA and just steps all over KBN Nation. Not a good question. You're dumb. You're this. You're that.
Mr. Phil in Cedarburg, how much I love how
Mr. Phil.
How I enjoy that he calls in. I enjoy he's part of KBN Nation. But Mr. Phil, if you're a Packers fan, you should not hesitate about this. You have
No. You can't tell a Packer fan. You can hesitate. But what I did not like is him trying to continue to find every reason to not pick Love.
Well, yeah.
That is where I'm like, I don't know. Now you're just searching to find reasons not to pick him.
Jordan Love did not perform bad enough for you to be thinking about Caleb. Should I take Caleb Williams? You don't know what Caleb Williams is going to be. You only take the unknown guy when you have somebody who is not good enough. And the Packers don't have that problem. We have somebody who's more than good enough. So we're not worried about no other quarterback or taking anybody else unless his name is Patrick Mahomes.
800-990-3776, 800-990-ESPN. Now, Adam in the 608 chimes in, and I'm not going to read this verbatim, but he talks about how football is war, and what we've talked about, Kyle and Brad, is Gen Z and the different type of personalities that you see. He says football is war, and I think you could read between the lines here. He's saying, I wouldn't want somebody, paints his fingernails, right? That's something that he does. That's how he's putting it. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying it's going to be unique to see a different type of personality lead a city that is in dire need. Like they're at the Sahara Desert right now looking for water. And if Caleb Williams is that, but like he doesn't match the personality of the city of Chicago, is like, look, we can talk, like, let's just call it how it is. Jordan Love, Torrey Lowe, joins us on Tuesdays. Kyle, you mentioned it. First black quarterback to really have the keys to the team. If he failed, Was the state going to embrace him in the same way they've embraced all other quarterbacks?
No, I mean if he failed, the leash was going to be shorter because you look at Ray Rose, and Ray Rose went 8-8 in his one season as the Green Bay Packers coach. He only lasted 1 year because 8-8 ain't good enough. And so that's the thing, it's always a short leash. And so Jordan Love, had he continued to perform the way he did at the start of the season when his receivers were running the wrong route, I wouldn't be sitting here glorifying him and highlighting him and praising him. I would be questioning him.
Well, and that's why the Caleb Williams story, it could go really well for the Chicago Bears. It could also end catastrophically. If he does not perform well, he doesn't embrace I don't know if he's tough or not, right? He does things that I would describe as different, strange maybe, but he is who he is, and that's who he wants to be. But if he doesn't have success on the football field, the city can really weaponize those things against him quickly, and that could be
embrace.
a problem.
So there's embrace right now. There's always a honeymoon phase.
Haven't lost yet.
Yes.
Yes. That's what it'll depend
Brian
on.
chimes in. Chicago love Dennis Rodman. If Caleb Williams wins, he can light his hair on fire and paint his toenails and fingernails in Chicago. I totally get it.
For sure.
I'm with that. But all I'm warning is if he doesn't perform, like you said, it could be a weapon against him.
And real quick, the difference is, too, Dennis Rodman could be that personality because he was peripheral. I mean, he was a part of that core, but he wasn't Michael Jordan.
He wasn't MJ.
So you're asking the leader of the team to not only connect with his teammates, who are general alpha males, in a city that likes to, and Chicago's a tough city, so for them to be able to embrace him, too, it's just different when you're like the number one main cast.
When this team starts out 2-5, and everybody's looking up and they're saying, what's going on? That's when we'll find out how confident these Bears fans are in Caleb Williams.
Good for the nail salons right now in Chicagoland.
Yeah, good for them. Shout out to them. But we're going to find out if Mr. Phil in Cedarburg, who I love, is still calling us and asking us if we'll take Caleb Williams over Jordan Love.
800-990-3776. Love all the input from KBN Nation. Adam, you're welcome for reworking your text to not offend anyone. I'm here for KBN Nation, and that's why we have the WBA right now in front of Kyle Wallace, the biggest and greatest thing in the entire world.
This is ours, baby. This is for KBN Nation, baby.
Now it's for KBN Nation?
Nation.
It was for Kyle Wallace
This is
earlier.
for you.
Very nice. KBN Academy with Alex Strofe, a very, very small part of our win. Next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
He was the lead in the girls softball movie, the Bernstein Bears. What's it called?
800
What?
990
Tom Hanks, that movie. There's no crying in baseball. What was it?
that was A League of Their Own.
Not Bad News Bears.
The Bernstein Bears, like the book.
Bernstein Bears. Bro, you're done.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. ESPN Madison is your new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball. Making the announcement official Thursday on Wilde and Tausch, Good Karma Brand CEO Craig Karmazin.
We are going to be the new home of the Wisconsin volleyball program and the flagship home for a best-in-class program that has absolutely captivated this entire fan base, and couldn't be more excited to share that announcement with our fans.
Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 60 months when you order by May 10th. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Bud Light.
Lillard's going to tee up a three, and he splashes it through for the left wing.
The choice to enjoy is easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Damian Lillard was able to return in the lineup and dropped 28 points, but no Giannis, and Chris Middleton had an off game as the Bucks fall 120-98 in Indianapolis. They lose 4-2 to the Pacers in their opening round series. Here's Doc Rivers after the game.
What I loved about our guys is no one wavered. That one guy wavered. Every single guy in that locker room thought, even without those guys, we're still going to win this series. And that says a lot about the character of your team.
Pacers will move on to take on the Knicks in the second round of the NBA playoffs, and the Bucks have questions to be answered in the offseason. More to come on that as the summer hits.
This has been your Milwaukee Basketball Report on Madison's home for Bucks basketball, 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Bud Light.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
WBA Young Professional of the Year Kyle Wallace is now an award-winning radio host. You're listening to KBN. Kyle Brust and Nortman, the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Large Market Radio Show of the Year on ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's time for our producer, Alex Strofe, to shine. No ding. Are you done with the ding, ding, ding? Because sometimes or your horn, sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't. You just got to let me know.
Depends on the day.
Are you still down because Jesse Nelson won play-by-play of the year over you? Man, you know what? I would be down too. I would be down too. I'm not gonna.
It doesn't help when you laugh in my face.
I know, but I'm not gonna berate you too much about it because I understand.
Kyle, do you believe him for a second?
He should get at you every time you talk crazy to him. He should just bring up the fact
Jesse
that
Nelson.
Next year, yeah. I mean, you are looking up to Jesse Nelson right now. How does that feel?
Damn.
Think about that.
And the thing is that you probably think in your head that you're so much.
Think about that visual.
And the people that listen said, no, you're not. How does that feel? They told you you're not as good as Jesse Nelson.
I think I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
Well, you got to bring the energy. What are you out of 10 right now, Strofe?
After that conversation?
Dead.
3.5.
Dead, not alive, no heartbeat.
1.
KBN Academy time.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, you really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
It is Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust next to Kyle Walls, Brad Nortman. We have a deflated Alex Strofe right now. His ego is just stomped on. It's hanging on by a thread. But we'll bring it back up because he's going to do some great topics here on the KBN Academy. We don't know if they're A's or F's or over-unders or fill in the blanks. We don't know what kind of mental state he's in for this, but here we go.
Fill in the blank after last night's roast of Tom Brady, the greatest roast of all time. Which ESPN Wisconsin personality would you like to roast?
Well, I can't choose Jesse because I roast him every day already.
Yeah, that's fair.
Roast. Ooh. That I would like to roast or see roasted?
Either or.
I think it'd be funny to see Craig Karmazin roasted.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's where my head went as well.
Well, look at that.
There it is.
We should do
We're
a
all
roast
in
of Craig.
agreement. The roast of Craig.
I think
Not my idea, Craig.
I think Homer would be a really good one. That'd be a lot of good content. But then in the same way they do like the roast where the person that gets roasted does the final roast, I feel like you could have a scathing,
I have a
scathing roast.
Follow-up question. Are you referring to the actual human being, Steve the Homer True, or are you referring to the man that is depicted on Josh DiMaggio's leg?
That's a great point. I like the caricature more. I like the caricature. Give me that Homer to roast.
That's a great one, Homer, but I'm right there with you. I was actually thinking Craig as well. I think Craig would be so good. And here's the thing. You know, Craig has a company. Craig is a minority owner of the Bucks. Craig got money. When you rich, you get roasted. You don't care because you go home, be your laugh and love
And you count it.
Exactly.
And you count with the others that roasted you don't have.
Yeah, exactly. So you literally, okay, look at you peons, you smaller people sitting here roasting me. All right, you guys go home back to your regular places and your regular vehicles. I'm going to go back to my nice, beautiful castle, beautiful home, and my beautiful life that I built for myself. So it's easy for rich people to get roasted because they're rich.
Wouldn't it be opposite, though? The rich person would be like, why am I listening to this little peon talk about me?
No, because
no. You got to act above the peons.
Exactly. Like, come on, just roast me real quick.
Now we know we can't roast Brad. Can't roast Brad. 2 to 5's enough.
Yeah, we'll save you.
Dave from Aaron chimes in 800-990-3776. Alex losing to Jesse has to rate about the same as Brad losing the Super Bowl. Powerful.
That is my Super Bowl.
Joey and the Boonies back at it. It's too bad I didn't stay late in Madison Saturday. I drove for Uber. Could have given Strofe a shoulder to cry on he clearly needs.
It's fair. Could have used to. Who was
Chef
that,
Ed, that was Joe and the Boonies. Chef Ed, does Tony Cartagena get some credit for the award? Hell no.
If we would have entered that show in, they would have called us and said,
why are you on the air? And how did you stay on the air?
By the grace of God.
Coming up next year in Florida, a 10-day cruise for the nude. It is a nude cruise called Bare Necessities Tour and Travel that will spend 10 days hanging out at, is it St. Lucia or Lucia?
Lucia.
It's a nice island.
St. Lucia, Puerto Rico, the Dominica, and some other places. Ben, I want to start with you. Would you attend a nude cruise?
Pro nudity, not 10 days of pro nudity. You know what I mean? Like, just be like,
what's your limit then? Where do we cross the line?
I think I could do 24 hours there.
So you could do a one-day cruise?
Yeah, I could do a one-day experience in the nude. But 10 days is a little much. Like, sooner or later, I'll be like, then you start seeing you probably just be taking it all in the first day, but after 9 days you start probably looking at things like, oh, that's gross, or why is this person you just start doing a little too judgy.
I'd peg you as the number one nude cruise guy on this panel, but Brad Nortman, any interest?
Zero interest, probably to no one's surprise. I don't have
Brad,
if you want to do it,
rumors have you're packing heat.
I mean, that's what rumors say. Who am I to shoot down those kind of rumors? But
that's crazy.
That's
a crazy thing to say.
What?
I would imagine
he's pro.
A lighter. He's got a lighter in his pocket.
Oh, I thought you about
weaponry.
Right to bear arms.
Yeah. I'm done.
Speaking of bearing arms, I feel like there would be so many things to look at that would be just so unappealing on a nude cruise. So unappealing. Like,
what do you think the age group is?
Think about eating dinner. How could you have an appetite? Because
you just eat.
I'll be honest. Do you want to see of 90% of the people you come in contact with, do you want to see them nude?
And that's the thing right there.
No, and that's the thing.
Listen, it sounds cool.
But what about the 10%?
No, but the 10% is
no, I'm serious.
Generous 10%.
And say there's 10% of this cruise. Would y'all be worried about a little blood rush?
I mean, listen, we on a cruise and we adults. We know what happens when you see something that's attractive. You get a little blood. You get a little blood from the brain down south. That's what happens. Listen, yes, baby, you are beautiful. What can I say? This is what it is. But no, I would not want to go on a nude cruise because it would get played out. And I told y'all, when I went to Brazil, I had this perception in my head that all these Brazilian women were just beautiful women. They all look like the videos. I went there and I said, what in the hell? This is not what was in Pharrell's
No blood going from Kyle's brain.
No, I said, no, this is not what I expected. So, and then also, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know how I would enjoy being around people like that. Just yesterday, I was doing some stuff in the yard, and I didn't have any. I did you. I went commando, right? I was in my house doing my thing. I went to the backyard. Neighbor was talking to me, and I knew in my head I didn't have drawers in sweatpants, and I'm like, this is weird. So I know I wouldn't want to do the nude thing.
And the thing is, you are held captive to the nudity. If after 5 days, you probably can't be like, you know what? I can't just put swim trunks on. I can't wear a shirt. You're stuck. You're held captive. You're enslaved to nudity.
Can you imagine saying after a week, saying, I don't even want to see nobody naked ever again. Like, baby, put your clothes on. Dang. I saw enough of this for the last
No more
week.
skin.
Dang.
No sundresses in the summer.
Woo-wee. I could never see that coming out my mouth.
All right, let's stay dirty. Drew Barrymore, who hosts a talk show, recently said on her talk show that back in the day, the rough estimate due to my research is about 2003, she had a handwritten list of everybody she's ever canoodled with, and she actually left said handwritten list at the estate of Danny DeVito.
Over under?
You can't make this up.
I know. That's how absurd this is.
Wait a minute. Why was she at Danny DeVito's house with a list?
She direct.
I don't know, Kyle. Why don't you put 2 and 2 together?
Stop it, Drew Barrymore with a little 5 foot.
No.
Well, now you're height shaming?
I'm just saying, man.
He directed the movie Duplex that she co-starred in with Ben Stiller in 2003. That's where my research comes into play.
Duplex?
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No.
Decent. Drew Barrymore, Ben Stiller, directed by Danny DeVito. Anyway, so Drew Barrymore left this handwritten list at Danny DeVito's house. I guess 2-part question for you. Number 1, a list? And number 2, Danny DeVito seems like a good person to leave that with, right?
Why is he a good person to leave with?
I feel like I would trust Danny DeVito with just about anything.
I would. He's a comedian.
Yeah. I don't think there's any good person to leave the list with. And are you saying, do you have a list? Is that the question?
I was more fascinated by the idea of a list because I don't have one.
That's because you have no game.
It must have been some weird Hollywood game, like some Hollywood drinking game. Like that's the only way to explain it. Is that they're at a party at Danny DeVito's house.
You mean how the paper got there?
Yeah, like what else would prompt you to write a list like that?
I don't have a list.
What, Kyle? Tell me then.
Why you get so quiet there?
Let me tell you, it ain't me.
Yeah,
the company I keep, my friends is players, and so they got lists. They got lists of who.
Yeah,
You've heard of this before.
Oh yeah,
I've definitely heard of this.
Prost has a list.
No, in the locker room, dude. There was always this. I don't want you can't talk about this.
Cool.
Not me, but others.
Cool.
Douche.
I can't say names.
Yeah, I'm not. Why would I call them my dudes?
Yeah, exactly. No, lists are definitely real. But Brad, no, I never had a list that I kept track of. All mental. Because I've only been with one.
All mental. All mental.
I waited till I waited until I met my baby.
You're so sweet. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. This is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. The NTT IndyCar Series is coming June 6th through the 9th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. The Milwaukee Brewers swiped the series opener this past weekend against the now Craig Counsell-led Chicago Cubs, but unfortunately that was all they were able to muster as they fell to the Northsiders in the next two. They fought valiantly on Saturday, nearly completing a 5-run comeback, whereas on Sunday, pitcher Freddie Peralta was tagged with his first loss of the season after a 3-run fifth inning led to a 5-0 loss. Peralta was supposed to be serving part of his 5-game suspension from Major League Baseball, but was actually able to go thanks to the appeal process. According to Brewers beat writer Adam McCalvey, Freddie will be more than likely drop his appeal and serve his suspension this week, which could lead to the Brewers' 5th overall prospect, Robert Gasser, getting to start this coming Friday. Lots of 5s in there, and in the meantime, the Crew visits Kansas City tonight to take on the Kansas City Royals. First pitch scheduled for 7:10.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nordman, KBN. Sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle Brust and Norman rolls on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Alex Strope, usually the producer of this show. But Ben Brust, I must have scared him away. Joined by the 6-year NFL veteran, former Badger, Brad Nortman. The Packer backer of the show, Kyle Wallace. And look who decided to finally stroll into the studio. Ben Brust is here.
Oh, was that our 2-minute break?
Yeah, well, I assumed that's what it was.
Oh, my bad. How late was I?
It was 3:02.
The intro started 90 seconds ago.
That's bad.
Yeah, Strope said he was going to take over.
Yeah.
Want me to keep rolling?
What do we got next, Strope?
What's coming up next, host?
I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. Of course you don't know.
You came in on time for him.
809. You know what I was thinking I was like, oh, they got this. They can do a live read at the start of it. I did not realize that it was the top of the hour, where it was the 2-minute break.
So you thought you were going to be late. So you were like, oh, I'm going to be 4 minutes late, but then I'll just come in. And
No. I didn't know. I thought it was the 4-minute break where I went upstairs, grabbed my water bottle, took a little.
But you were like, if I'm going to be late, Brad can do a live.
Yeah, if I'm going to be late, we have a live read.
We were going to do that, and then we said, you know what, Strophy, go ahead.
How'd he do? How was your open?
That was pretty good.
All right.
It made him happier because he lost the Jets.
You had 30 seconds to think about what we're doing next. What are we doing next?
Do you want to see Caleb Williams fail after the Bears fans were obnoxious at the Cubs game this weekend?
Oh, so you're taking something that I
said.
Okay, good. You went and looked. I did say, yeah. I professionally, I want I'm not. It's nothing against the kid. It is because he is a part of the organization with the fans that are so insecure about the Green Bay Packers that by association, I am now rooting against Caleb Williams. It has nothing to do with the person and everything to do with the organization and the fans.
Most of my dislike for teams has to do with the fans. There's very few teams that I like, whether it's just the team themselves or even the people on the team, right? There's very few people that I'm like, I just dislike that player so much, I want to see them fail. Usually it's the fans that fuel that fire. It's the same way. I mean, that's what makes the Bears so easy to root against, is because they make it easy to be rooting against them. They do things like this with, the Packers suck or Green Bay sucks, whatever. I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, it'd be kind of fun to see Caleb fail, professionally speaking.
So I'm glad that Strofe basically read the show sheet and didn't see that I moved this segment to what was obviously the second segment we did, and then I was going to come to start the second hour here at 3 o'clock with a little Giannis talk. Since we did not get to that earlier, I kind of mixed up. So a lesson learned for you when you take my job is you have to move things. You can't just stick to the script. It's a free flowing show unless you want to just be a stick to the script guy.
Seems to work for you.
Is that a compliment?
Take it how you wish.
I will, because I do actually want to get to the Milwaukee Bucks as much as it may hurt. Right?
Yeah.
Because you, of all people, Kyle, you have weird energy right now when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks. Really, really, really weird energy. Because you're upset.
Yes, I am.
You don't think John Horst is good.
He's worn on his welcome.
But you're optimistic about next year.
Yes, that is true.
You believe in Doc Rivers.
Absolutely.
So there's just a lot circulating in that brain right now that I want to dissect. And it starts with this, right? It all stems from Giannis. When it comes to Giannis is the Green Bay Packers. He's the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis proved that he is the GM of the Milwaukee Bucks this year, whether for good or for bad. If he only wins one championship in his Milwaukee Bucks era, right? So he's got 6 seasons since 2019 where they had a legitimate shot of winning a championship, where they've come out with one, and 2 of which are first-round exits this year and the year prior. If Giannis, one of the most transcendent players in NBA history, a potential top 10 of all time type player, only gets one championship in his Milwaukee era, would you be satisfied with that?
No, I wouldn't be satisfied with that.
Would it be a failure?
It would be a disappointment that Giannis did not get that. It's hard to say failure only because of this. Is that as a Bucks fan, I understand what failure looks like. Winning only less 15 games in a season, getting an 8 seed, being happy just to get to 500, not over 500, but being 500. I understand what failure looks like. So it would not be a failure, but it would be an extreme disappointment if Giannis was only going to win one title in the time that we had him. It would be a disappointment for the city and the organization because Giannis's do not come very often. As the Milwaukee Bucks franchise, we went from Kareem in the early 70s all the way to Giannis until we got somebody on the same caliber in the same area as a Kareem. And so if we have Giannis and we only win one championship and then we have to go another 30 to 40, 50 years, if Kyle Wallace is in his 80s celebrating the next Bucks championship, that would be very, very disappointing. But based off the history in the past, it's possible.
Will you be alive or dead when the Milwaukee Bucks win their next championship? Put it on Twitter at KBN ESPN.
Oh, geez.
Kyle, you're exactly right. It would be disappointing. It wouldn't be a complete failure because Giannis did bring the city one, but it would be disappointing, and here's why. When you get drafted, when you go to the NFL, they take you to the NFL symposium, or the rookie symposium. They have a financial conversation. You know what they say to you? They say, from a financial standpoint, you need to treat the money you make in the NFL like it's the only money you're going to make ever, because this will be the most you'll ever earn, ever. So you need to treat it like it's never going to be earned again. It's the same way with the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. If you're lucky enough to have a guy at the capability of Giannis being he was a multi-time MVP. He was the best player in the league for a couple of years, still debatably is. If you're lucky enough to do that, you need to treat his tenure in Milwaukee as the only championship years we're ever going to have as the Milwaukee Bucks. So when you look at it and say, okay, did you do enough with it? I don't think one championship's enough. I think we have to cram a lifetime worth of Milwaukee Bucks championships and cram it down into Giannis' time in Milwaukee, because we didn't experience it beforehand, guys. I'm not sure we're going to see it again after in our lifetime. So we need to get a lifetime worth of championships with Giannis. I don't think one's enough.
And this is why I think, though this season ended in a disappointing fashion, though Doc Rivers has not shown the ability to consistently win championships, I feel like the season ended in a disappointment, but we still should have optimism for the future, because in losing, in failing, you find out more about yourself.
Oh, you sound like Giannis after a first-round loss.
It's not so much a step.
Oh, you become a mouthpiece now.
Listen. Doc Rivers came in with less than half the season left, right? So he came into a situation where he had to get the most out of guys that he did not know very well, right? And then you had Damian Lillard come right before training camp happens. The fact that this team got beat up and they saw where their flaws are, their deficiencies are. Doc Rivers said it himself. That team was more athletic than us. We have to be more athletic in order to compete. That team was in better condition than us. Ben was talking about it. Hey, they pressed you the entire game. They basically played full court defense the entire game.
That's kind of disrespectful in a way.
No, it is disrespectful. Yeah. Literally, you just playing full court press in the NBA for the entire game. That is showing you that we know that we are more athletic. We know we're more younger, and we know if we in your jock strap, you gon' fade. Jock strap, you gon' fade, and that's exactly what happened to the Bucks. So the Bucks realized their deficiencies and where they need to grow, because the key thing that they have Chris, They have Dame, and they still have Giannis. Now they just have to build around that nucleus and that core, and they do have a little window of opportunity. So I'm excited about next season.
800-990-3776. Chef Ed took it a little too serious when I said, will you be alive or dead when the Bucks win another championship? You guys know I'm an old sucker, but I will be alive to see another Bucks championship. I wouldn't bet on it, Chef Ed. 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin Talking text line. You can get us there. Also see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. And Strofe has a very great view of the Kyle Bruston Nortman Large Market Radio Show of the Year. Just keep playing it cool, guys. Just keep playing it cool.
Thank you, KBN Nation. We love you.
I'm number one.
Finally. Cheers to and pour one out. We do it every Monday after the weekend. That's next.
You're listening to Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Oh, no, not Coach Booty. People said yes. Good riddance. He didn't do enough.
Not Coach Bud, but
Coach Booty. They call him Booty, Bud? Did
they call him
Coach
Booty?
Bud. You know when I said Booty.
Only his friends call him Booty.
I said
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the belt line at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Bud Light.
Lillard's going to tee up a three, and he splashes it through for the left wing.
The choice to enjoy is easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Damian Lillard was able to return in the lineup and dropped 28 points, but no Giannis, and Chris Middleton had an off game as the Bucks fall 120-98 in Indianapolis. They lose 4-2 to the Pacers in their opening round series. Here's Doc Rivers after the game.
What I loved about our guys is no one wavered. That one guy wavered. Every single guy in that locker room thought, even without those guys, we're still going to win this series. And that says a lot about the character of your team.
Pacers will move on to take on the Knicks in the second round of the NBA playoffs. And the Bucks have questions to be answered in the offseason. More to come on that as the summer hits.
This has been your Milwaukee Basketball Report on Madison's home for Bucks basketball. 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Bud Light.
Spring fishing is finally here, and Fleet Farm has everything you need to reel in more fish this year. Upgrade your gear with the best brands like Rapala, Berkeley, and St. Croix. Find exclusive flicker sheds you won't find anywhere else, starting at $12.99. Get rod and reel combos starting at only $24.99. And shop our wide selection of fishing line that starts at just $4.99. Land top fishing gear and everything else you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
Get ready to crush your fitness goals at Prairie Athletic Club, the ultimate destination for health, wellness, and recreation. This is Sarah Tauscher. The Pack has everything you need to succeed, from group fitness classes to personal training, indoor and outdoor pools, soccer fields, and so much more. Your fitness goals start at the Pack. Don't miss out. Their summer memberships are now available. So join before those rates go up. Stop by or visit prairieathletics.com today. That's prairieathletics.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Are you ready to start a meaningful career in healthcare? Are you looking for a job that fits your work-life balance? Become a certified direct care professional today and make life better for older adults or people with a disability. WIS Caregiver Careers makes it easy with free online training plus earn a $500 bonus. See your name on Wisconsin's Certified Direct Care Registry. Sign up today at wiscaregivercdcp.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
He's no longer second place Brad. You're listening to the WBA Large Market Radio Show of the Year. Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin.
Yeah, baby. Large Market Radio Show of the Year. All thanks to Kyle Wallace.
You're welcome. I'm glad you can jump on this winning train, and I love KBN Nation for really inspiring me every single day. I love this city of Milwaukee.
800-990-3776. It seems as if the olds of KBN Nation are taking the will you be dead or alive question a little too seriously when the Bucks will win their championship. Appleman in the Orchard says definitely will be dead when they win another.
Oh, wow.
Appleman mowing.
Dang, he ain't that old.
I know.
I mean, you got to ask
yourself. You start thinking
50
about
years?
Start thinking about priorities.
50 years, man. I mean, you're going to be 80, 82, Kyle Wallace?
Yeah, I'm going to be in my 80s.
That'd be sad.
It'll be disappointing.
All right, let's get it next year. All right, what do you say?
Hey!
Tell us real quick, because we do have some great content coming out of the Milwaukee Bucks right now with the Here District. Kyle, with the Here District.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm preparing for my cheers too and pouring one out. But hey, listen, a weekly post on the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a fan favorite and a Bucks legend.
You're so genuine, I couldn't be mad at that.
Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Marcus and his son Chris, a 1995 UCLA Hoops champ himself, talk about everything happening in the Bucks world and are joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. Plus, they'll answer your questions too. Stay on the beat of the Bucks, even in the offseason, where you can find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or listen wherever you get your podcast.
Let's cheers to and pour one out.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
It is time for Cheers to and Pour One Out here on Kyle Brust and Nortman. We start with Brad. Cheers to something.
I got a specialist in my sight for my cheers. Peter Bowden, long snapper for the Wisconsin Badgers, also signed with the Green Bay Packers as an undrafted free agent. And from the looks of it, the reason I'm cheersing to him this weekend is because Packers had their rookie minicamp. I saw some snaps, some videos of Peter slinging the ball like he did all year and for several years at the University of Wisconsin. Dude is looking good. He is looking sharp. So Peter Bowden, Wisconsin Badger, now Green Bay Packer long snapper, my dark horse to make the Green Bay Packer roster. And you know I got to give my specialist some love. Peter Bowden, cheers to you, looking good in green and gold.
Why is he a dark horse? As a long snapper, he'll probably be cheap. That's probably the most secure position he could probably win.
Yeah, he's still an undrafted guy trying to beat out a current incumbent.
They're all undrafted.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, what do you...
fair. They're not like punters.
Goody drafted a long snapper. Strofe, I'm not losing my mind, right?
No.
Goody, when did he draft the long snapper?
In the same year that he drafted J.K. Scott.
I think you're right, but I can't remember his name.
That's how good he was.
He's still not on this team. Huh?
No.
Oh, Goody. He's come a long way. He's come a very, very long way. Stupidity is no longer 100% in his mind.
Well, Anders is still with you, so.
Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. But my cheers to is that I want to cheers to somebody that got us a victory against the Chicago Cubs in this series. And the only one to get the victory in this series was not Pat Murphy, who I do love, but Ricky Weeks. I want to say cheers to Ricky Weeks for going 2-0 as a manager when he filled in for Pat Murphy when Pat Murphy was suspended for standing up for his team. He beat the Rays and then he beat the Cubs. And the reason I want to cheers to Ricky is because Ricky not only acted as the current manager for the Milwaukee Brewers, but he also was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers and played most of his career with the Brewers. He's a Brewers legend. So I just want to say shout out to Ricky Weeks. And though it doesn't count as victories for him, he was still the man managing this team. So going from player, drafted by the Brewers, to now active manager for 2 days. Cheers to Ricky Weeks on helping this team win when he had to step up for Pat Murphy.
I got to cheers to what was a great day yesterday right off the lake at the Summerfest grounds. It was the MS Walk, and $300,000 raised. A wonderful time to get out. Was with some teammates, and the featured story on stage was from one of our great partners here across ESPN Wisconsin, Good Karma Brands, and that's Palermo's. You know, I love Frozen Pizza Friday. I forgot, just a thing now with the kid. We have decided Frozen Pizza Friday will be branded forever. It ran in her family. It's going to start running in ours. A great story was told from one of our great partners that, I won't name him unless you would want to. But just know that a great thing was done. $300K was raised, and we walked, and I got to put my beautiful daughter in the Ti Amo Pizza, which I believe is I Love Pizza with a Palermo's logo on it. She looks so freaking cute, and we had a great time at the walk. So cheers to the money raised to the MS.
Real quick, just want to follow up. Hunter Bradley was the long snapper drafted by Goody the first year he was the general manager, 2018 NFL draft, 7th round pick.
Look, I'm a specialist, and to do that with your first draft, it's a bad look.
Yeah, that's bold.
That's a bad
Hunter
look.
and a long snapper.
And for the special teams to suck after that is tough.
Hunter Bradley is an American football long snapper who is a free agent. And he was drafted only what?
How many long snappers have been drafted ever?
Well,
it's got to be a handful.
If you're going to say, even within the last 30 years...
I really don't care, Brad. I'm just
okay.
My goodness.
I see how it is. All right.
This is Hunter Bradley only played for the Green Bay Packers.
How many years?
5.
Well,
5 years of NFL experience.
For a long snapper.
He was drafted, though. I'm not no shot at long snappers, but I'm telling you this
no
right
shot.
Now. If I was to practice, when I was in high school, had I practiced to be a long snapper and put some weight on, I could have long snapped in the dang
15
NFL.
Total long snappers drafted in the NFL.
That's my math. It's about 15. It might be 16 or something.
Yeah, close enough to a number to realize Goody's made history.
Wow. Not the list you want to be on for
All right, pour one out to Goody for
right. Yeah, for real. Okay, so I'm going to pour one out to Tom Brady. That one might sound obvious because he got roasted last night. It's been obviously a lot of tread on that tire has been talked about today. But I'm going to pour one out for Tom Brady's reputation. To me, this seemed like a really strange career move for him. I don't know. Usually when you get roasted in a television manner, usually for someone that was in the spotlight, was a kind of a big deal a while ago, and they're just trying to grab attention by any means necessary, even if that means putting all your stuff out there. So it seemed like a really strange move for me to a guy who's still relevant and is transitioning into the booth at Fox, and he probably wants to maintain that reputation. So to me, it was just a strange decision by Tom Brady and his PR camp. So pulling out Tom Brady's reputation.
I think that's completely wrong. I think that's like the worst take you've had since your last Hear Brad out.
No, I think it was weird. I think it was...
It makes you more likable if you let people roast you, and when you go into TV, it just creates... You're getting to know Tom Brady more. Even if you didn't know anything, you now know more, and you want to know more about the people that are going to be calling these games. You want to be able to connect with them. He's not someone you're used to be able to connect with, because he was the GOAT, 7 championships, right? He just was.
Yeah, but there's certain roles where I think that's a good thing. Maybe if it was doing like radio or TV, the TV studio, but calling games feels much more professional and buttoned up than to do like a roast.
I'm just saying, I don't want it to be as professional and buttoned up. I want to have fun when I'm having these broadcasts.
I didn't even know this occurred until I saw something about they talked about Kim Kardashian. So
she was part of the roast team.
When did this even happen?
Last night. Live on Netflix.
You guys knew this was happening?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Had no idea. Literally no idea.
Dude, your job is to know that this is happening.
Well, y'all didn't say anything.
It's not our job to be current in the sports. Alex, am I wrong on this one?
What are you doing this weekend?
Please
I
speak.
Can't wait to the Netflix roast.
It is part of his job to know what is going on in the sports.
This has been a big deal for like 2 months.
I legitimately had no idea he was getting roasted.
Yes, but you also have social platforms to go on to follow the right people and get an algorithm that just doesn't have booties in your face.
Exactly. Big Booty Judy's on mine and Sport and Packers and Bucks. It doesn't have Tom Brady. That's what it is. I can't help that.
Big Booty Judy.
Big Booty Judy's, Packers and Bucks. Kyle's social media algorithm.
I'm pouring one out for Kyle of his, what do you always call her, your baby?
Boo Bear.
If she ever gets a hold of that cell phone.
Listen, that's perfect. She got all access to my phone. She know what it is. It's all her. She the big booty Judy I'm talking about. But are we still doing thumbs down or pour one out? We done. The music ended.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Because he had his thumbs down.
I'm going to give
He was
you.
pouring out.
Oh, okay. I'm like, are we still doing cheers?
Ron,
Pour one out or
Kyle
no?
does have Twitter. He just refuses to utilize it correctly.
Listen, I follow what I follow. I really had no idea this was happening.
Do you follow Adam Schefter?
Probably don't. I don't
That
know.
should be a requirement.
Are you kidding
That
me?
should be an absolute
Let
requirement.
me check. I follow y'all.
Do you follow Woj? Do you follow?
I guess I don't get Woj.
Like, you need news in your Twitter feed, not
we
Big
should've-
Booty Judy's.
Well, when we had our little pre-show conference, y'all should have told me who to follow. Y'all should have known that I legitimately.
I didn't know you were.
I'm on the
do you
gram.
follow?
I'm on the
Actually,
gram.
he said, I follow y'all. You don't follow me.
I don't follow you on Instagram.
Oh,
social.
damn.
Oh, wow.
Platform, Stroh.
Oh, wow, Stroh. I'm sorry.
Twitter.
Did you follow him?
He followed me. I just followed you. We're friends on Instagram.
We're friends on Instagram.
I'm on the gram, but I don't.
Are we discussing Instagram right now?
Wait a minute. What is his name? Woj? What is his name on Instagram? I mean,
His
Adrian
name is
Woj.
Adrian Wojnarowski. It is Woj ESPN.
I just followed him now. He has a new follower.
How about Schefter?
Adam Schefter? Nope, follow. I just clicked it.
How about Jason
Rick from
Wilder?
Madison. I'm with Kyle. I'd rather be looking at the Big Booty Judy than
Yeah.
Tom Brady getting roasted.
Thank you. I follow Jason.
How does it make you feel?
He's not
Jason's
Jason
much
Wilde.
more accomplished than I am.
And shout out to whoever said that. I mean, yeah.
800-990-3776. Who should Kyle Wallace follow on Twitter so he doesn't miss actual news?
Well, thank you. I appreciate this. Thank you, KBN Nation, for doing something that my co-host didn't do. I'm sitting here doing this job for months without following Shefty and Woj.
Imagine how much
Somehow
better
that's our fault.
imagine how much better you would be if you took accountability.
I won this without following
Who'd you
those
pay?
guys.
Who'd you pay?
Pretty damn good.
Who'd you pay?
Pretty damn good.
800-990-3776. I would love to take this call, but we got to get to Jason Weldy next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Milwaukee County, you need to shovel the pathway to the lake, okay? I had to step through snow
Is
in order
Kyle
to get to the lake.
I think Kyle's the Karen of the show.
I think
He's
Kyle,
high maintenance, for sure.
I think Kyle pays taxes in the county of Milwaukee that just went up, so I expect for this stuff to be piled.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine-in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. When it's time to plant and grow your dream yard, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like half off 1 cubic foot bags of Miracle Grow garden soil, 15% off all Longfield spring bulbs, 10-pound bags of KT nut and fruit blend bird food, $18.99. And with Mother's Day coming up, save $2 on premium and deluxe hanging flower baskets.
Plus, visit our outdoor garden centers, now open at select Blaine's Farm and Fleet stores.
Hi, I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. I've been here for over 4 decades now, and I can tell you here at Goodman's Jewelers, we pride ourselves on high standards, classic traditions, honesty, and integrity. We're a small independent jeweler with a great history, so you'll find us more personal than other big-name jewelers. Find Goodman's Jewelers in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Jim Rutledge here, and I want to tell you about the Bruce Company, Dane County's premier retailer of outdoor furniture. They'll help you elevate your outdoor living space like they have for me. Exceptional craftsmanship, all the latest styles, colors, and durable materials that hold up to whatever Wisconsin weather brings. From deep seating to dining, pick your set and the Bruce Company will customize it to fit your style. Visit their furniture showroom in Middleton and let their trained staff help you bring your outdoor dreams to life. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts.
ESPN Madison is serving up something new this fall.
Badgers bust into the national semifinals.
Unprecedented success.
Kelly Sheffield has put himself among the elite in the sport.
Unrivaled enthusiasm.
Every single night, 7,000 plus, and they are in your face.
Looks like I love Wisconsin blood.
Unrelenting determination.
You have the best players and the best coach. You like your chance.
A national semifinalist for the 6th time.
The new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball. 100.5 ESPN.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, the WBA Large Market Radio Show of the Year. What, really? Wow. On ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry.
Joining the WBA Large Market Show of the Year is Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch. 3rd place. We heard that Jason voted for us, which was very kind of him. We've just been having some fun with it, Jason. Hope you're having a great Monday. Welcome into Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. This doesn't bother me at all. I don't know if you're trying to bother me. I did not vote. I don't know who votes on this because obviously they're not very good at it. They voted Jesse Nelson as the large market play-by-play announcer.
That's a really, really sore subject right now. Alex Strofe is still recovering right now.
Alex Strofe? How about Bob Euchre, Wayne Larrabee, Matt LePay, Jeff Levering? Like, the list, Homer? Like, I mean, come on.
Strofe actually defeated Homer last year. It might delegitimize, make this not legitimate, but...
Again, you're making my point for me, so I'm glad that you guys have a new liner. You can be very proud of that.
Are you saying the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association isn't a legit organization that's been around for 90 years, Jason?
I'm not saying that at all. You're saying that, it sounds like.
It's a very legit organization. I love the people there, and they love me.
Sounds like Jason doesn't like you guys very much, and he doesn't think my play-by-play.
No. He ain't a fan of anyone.
Jason's taking shots at everything.
Jason will
wait a minute, Jason. I think they have your certificate for 3rd place back.
Oh, Kyle, that was lame. We were at a perfect endpoint there, and then you just had to be a douche.
Well, he shouldn't have took shots at us and my boy's Trophy. Trophy, you're great.
See, now you've taken the WA. Now you're taking this WBA win way too far.
And also, I'd like to say for the record that look, I have to work with Jesse every day, and yes, I did use the word "have to."
That deserves an award
I'm
itself.
happy for him. He's really excited. He's really proud of himself. He decided to dedicate an entire portion of our program to celebrating his victory as well, which again says something. You can decide what it says, but that says something.
Well, his award wasn't related to your show, Jason, and he took time of your show to take a victory lap about something that had nothing to do with your show.
Right. Not only that, but like we had this great topic about like the moments, your first moment as a Packers fan, like first great moment you remember, because Walter Stanley, who was a return man in the 80s, his son was signed by the Packers after a tryout at the rookie camp. So we have this great topic. We get this text in from Jim in Indianapolis, who, moved to Indianapolis as a child, and obviously Packers games weren't on in Indianapolis, and they didn't have Sunday Ticket and all this stuff back then when this happened. So his dad got a special radio antenna that allowed them to pick up 620 WTMJ, which had been the home of Packers games on the radio for like 90 years, apparently as long as the WBA awards have been handed out. And it's this cool story about how they would sit around the kitchen table and listen to the games because they couldn't watch them on TV because they didn't live in Wisconsin anymore. And Jesse read that text with such dismissive disinterest because it was taking away from time being spent celebrating his award. So again, I'm happy for you guys, but my point to him, and you guys, this is your show, do it however you want. Our job is to entertain and inform our fans, our listeners. I don't think that they care about Jesse's award. I'm glad Jesse's happy with it, or I'm glad you guys are, but they want to hear the straight dope. They want to hear the information. They want to be entertained by the wacky hijinks of KBN. They don't need your victory lap. They want more good content. They want another day of the greatest show in BA history, or whatever we're calling it.
2023.
Yeah, we'll take it year by year. No, honestly, we really haven't talked about it that much. We've just had the liner play.
Not at all.
But I wanted to talk about it because I wanted you to say everything you said to us right away because I thought that was gold, and you are a part of this award, Jason. You are a part of this.
Yes, he is.
No, I do not. I do not need your participation trophy. Thank you very much.
I do want to hit on the fact that I feel as if over the last 3 to 4 years, it is around this time period has either been the Milwaukee Bucks in the playoffs or getting knocked out of the first round. And is Aaron Rodgers going to be back? The NFL draft. This is a time period in which I've been seeing some content about the Packers rookies. What can you tell us that is the most interesting thing to come out of the Packers rookies being on field, even if they haven't done a whole lot?
Yeah, well, I don't. How much time do we have left in this segment after all the celebrations?
We have 5-6 minutes for you to continue to help us grow our show to win in 2024.
Yeah, I serve that as my primary goal. Look, I think we spent 2 days with practices. Today we got to talk to Jeff Hafley for the second time since they hired him, which was really, really interesting to hear kind of the process of how they're going about building out this defense because, while they're not starting from scratch necessarily, it is different than what they ran with Joe Barry. So there's a process there. But to me, to answer your question about the rookies, it's 2 days of practice with a trimmed down playbook so they don't look like they're completely confused by everything. But what you can see is speed and athleticism. And that ties in, especially defensively, to what the Packers are going to want to do with Jeff Hafley's system. He kept talking about how important it is for things to be simple so guys aren't thinking so much. And I don't think he intended it as a shot at Joe Barry's system. I don't think that was his intention at all, so I want to make it clear that he wasn't being a jerk about it. But, he also said that we're not going to be passive. Guys are going to get up the field and attack. And all those things are direct opposites of what they kind of did with Barry's system, right? I mean, you would consider that passive. It was about keeping everything in front of you. It was an umbrella style of defense, so that was obviously part of the goal. Their defensive linemen did not get upfield. Their job was to hold the point of attack and then fill the gap the running back was going through. I mean, it was not an attacking, aggressive scheme. And while they're not going to play a bunch of man coverage constantly, they want to play more zone so they can have eyes to the football, so they can improve on their 7 interceptions they had as a team last year. It is going to be different. And so it was interesting to hear him because this allows, I would say, even the rookies to have a chance to be starting out not on the exact same level as the veterans, but basically they're going out there and they're working on fundamentals and techniques that are going to be different than what they've played in the past. And for you guys who've all played sports before, we all know that fundamentals are so important. Well, if they're going to be different than what you've been previously doing, then it's really important that you teach them. And that's exactly what's happening. So, if you want names of rookies, there were a bunch of rookies that showed a little something in practice. The 2 linebackers, the 2 of the 3 safeties, because Oladapo is not able to participate yet. They had Jordan Morgan, the left tackle, at left tackle, but they're not committed necessarily to him being a left tackle. So lots of different things that have unfolded there, but we're a long way from knowing much about any of these guys after 2 days in shorts.
Well, so that's what I was going to ask you next, Jason, because we know Goody's approach to building this roster is to basically try to do what he did last year, is try to draft these guys, go young, and fill it in on the defensive side of the football. So when did you know last year that those offensive guys that Goody drafted as rookies were like, okay, these guys are dudes? And when do you expect to see that and know that if it's going to work out from the defensive side of the ball for this year?
Yeah, look, they did turn out to be dudes, right? Like, Dontavion Wicks has been impressive to me. Obviously, Jaden Reed, who led them in receiving, was impressive. I think Jaden Reed, the way he carried himself, kind of made a good impression early, and then he did make some plays during training camp, obviously, that jumped out. But I don't think any of us thought he was going to be their leading receiver. The same with Wicks. Like, when I watched Wicks, I was like, God, this guy, he moves like Devontae Adams. But there was no way I was going to go on the radio and say, this guy's the next Devontae Adams. But by the end of the season, after you'd seen some of the things he did, you can see him in that vein, right? So we're I was nowhere near thinking that about these guys at this point. Tausch loves to give me a hard time about this, but I would maintain that my assessment was correct, that in 2022, when we went to the rookie camp, I said Christian Watson looked tall and fast, but wiry. He chose to change that word to spindly, which I don't really like. But the point being, he needed to get into an NFL weight room. And if you look at the 2 years of his injuries that he's had and the hamstring issues he's had, he hasn't been super durable. So, that was probably a fair observation of him, right? So, again, we're a long ways away. It's a really good question, Brad. I don't think until mid-season or later will we have an idea. And again, on defense, I don't think it's exactly like the offense last year, because I think it's going to take some time for them, like it did with the offense. But they have veteran players. Like wide receiver and tight end last year, even Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs who were the air quote veterans, they were barely veterans. And so I think the expectation here defensively is for these guys to be a little further along, because they've got a lot of guys who've played in the league before, starting with Kenny Clark, but also with a guy like Xavier McKinney, who they brought in to lead this group.
Hey, Jason, I know you just gave a great answer for there, but I just want to know this. A follow-up is, do you see anybody? Did anybody pop? Is there a name? Like you said, you saw Tay Wicks. I'm just trying to get out.
I listened to your great answer, but I want more.
Well, no, because he said Tay Wicks is somebody that he said popped early on.
He needs more time. They've had 2 freaking practices.
In 2 days, did Adrian Cooper, was he flying all over the field? Like, was there somebody there you're like, that guy can fly? There might be something there.
Best radio show in the state, huh?
I tried to cut him off, Jason. I tried.
Yeah, well, that's what makes you guys great. Yeah, look, again, I think there are moments that you see flashes of what they're capable of doing. But again, Adrian Cooper moves, he's fast and he's long. There's no denying that watching him play. He picked up a fumble on Friday and ran it back, but I don't think he forced it. I don't know if Kalen King forced it or who did. But look, I usually look more for traits, right? Like, is this guy a really big dude, or does he look really fast?
Javon Bullard. Just real quick, Javon Bullard. Is he going to be the guy? He's going to be starting next to Xavier. That's all I want to know.
Is this seriously? I mean, I'm very happy for you guys. But do you not listen during the most successful radio show of 2023? Is that what happens here?
I'm actually fully with Jason. No, here's why. Because Jason gave a fact about Edgerrin Cooper after being asked a question that he basically explained in the first after Brad asked it. And then now, all I'm going to hear, Jason, for the next time until we talk to you is, man, Edgerrin Cooper, he picked up a fumble. He's going to be amazing.
Hey, Jason said it.
Jason, we appreciate the time. I'm flabbergasted.
In fairness to Kyle, who I love, right? You're my brother, as we like to say. I know what you want because you've got your green and gold glasses. You want stuff to get excited about, and I love that about you. And I think ultimately these are guys that you will be excited about. But as I just got done writing in my story about what Jeff Hafley told us about the defense, like he talked about what a great vibe it is right now. Of course it's a great vibe. They're undefeated. Nobody is second-guessing the defensive coordinator after he gave up 400 yards to Caleb Williams in Chicago, right? Like this is a time where hope springs eternal, and you, as a Packers fan, are more than deserving to enjoy that excitement and that potential and that expectation that they're going to be great. I think that they got some players that are really going to fit what they want to do. We have heard a lot about how their defense is going to be more about play style, about being fast and decisive and keeping things so guys don't have to think and don't have to do so much read and reacting. And I think that's what you are going to want, Kyle, as a Packers fan on defense. But I also think you need to be aware that when you do things that way, there is also the potential of giving up big plays, right? Because if you're really aggressive, you can overrun stuff, you can be in the wrong spot. And for all the criticism, deservedly so, that Joe Barry's system got, it was predicated on, hey, let's not let them get any big plays on us. Let's not let them get behind us. Let's make them drive the length of the field. The problem is that they let them drive the length of the field too often. So this is going to be fascinating. I can't wait for training camp. I think there'll be a lot more that you can be excited about. But as of right now, it's early, and we got to wait and see.
Well, Torey Lowe won Best Interview in Large Market. We'll be definitely sending in this interview with Jason Wilde to the WBAs to win that award. Jason, we appreciate the time.
You guys are really something. All right, take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. Hear him from 9 to noon across these very stations, as him and Tausch also like to talk about the great work from Gina Della from Pella.
You're experiencing it right now. It's sunnier outside, warmer weather. You're probably opening your windows. You got the glare coming in from the sun. Translation, you need to address those windows you've been putting out for so long. Pella. Ben, we were in the showroom.
Translation, get new windows.
Exactly, because Ben, we saw it, right? We saw the shades between the glass. We saw the hidden screens.
Again, you talked about opening windows. Like, there's like 5 different ways to open windows that I didn't know was possible to open windows, and they make it cool.
Yeah.
I told you, I set a date. I have a date for going to pick out windows at the showroom.
And that's what they do. They will meet you where you are at, and that includes in financing. Because don't miss out this incredible deal. 0%
Tell us,
interest.
CPA dork.
Yeah, you can't find this everywhere, folks. 0% interest. In this economy, get out of here. 0% interest for up to 60 months with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, but you have only until May 10th. That's why Ben set his appointment, because there's a sense of urgency to it. 0% interest, 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation, just like Ben, today at PellaWI.com.
PellaWI.com. More Kyle Brust and Nortman wrapping up ESPN Wisconsin next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman.
If I was as tall and as talented as you, if I could shoot as well as you could, both them teams would have won. Because you know what? You did a fake punch, you said, in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And I would have did fake point. I would have took it to the house. I would have scored a dang touchdown.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. ESPN Madison is your new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball. Making the announcement official Thursday on Wilde and Tausch, Good Karma Brand CEO Craig Karmazin.
We are going to be the new home of the Wisconsin volleyball program. and the flagship home for a best-in-class program that has absolutely captivated this entire fan base, and couldn't be more excited to share that announcement with our fans.
Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 60 months when you order by May 10th. Set your free in-home consultation at PalaWI.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott and Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. Well, what's right around the corner? Mother's Day. Show some love to the incredible women in your life and stop at Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. I recommend Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It took me a while to figure out my mom is more than the mom stuff she did for me. More than the laundry, cooking, and driving. She's got a whole life outside of motherhood, whether it was helping my dad start a small business, volunteering. My mom's job was a pastor, so while I'm playing games, she quite literally was saving lives. She's a superhero, not just to me, but to so many others. And so that's why this Mother's Day, I want to give Mom her flowers. She deserves the best. That's why I'm sending her farm fresh flowers from Books. That's short for bouquets. And I got you with 25% off your entire Books purchase so you can send some too. Here's why I like the Books company. Books is different. Their flowers are cut fresh and sourced directly from the best flower farms, so they last way longer. They even have flowers growing on the side of a volcano. Mother's Day is May 12th, so don't miss your chance to thank your mom. Order your Books now. And with 25% off, you can send some to mom, the wife, auntie, and even grandma. Go to Books.com and use promo code Canty for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code Canty. Books, promo code Canty.
Jim Rutledge here to talk to you about North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, the official barbecue joint of Rutledge and Hamilton and the official barbecue joint of the Rutledge household. We love going to all three of their locations, whether it's in DeForest, Madison, or in Verona. We get the same great service and food every time we go, no matter the location. Even better, when we have parties, cookouts, or anything in between, I don't have to spend all my time over the grill. Instead, I give a call to the folks at North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. So hurry in to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, the official barbecue joint of Rutledge and Hamilton and the official barbecue joint of the Rutledge household.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tusher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Well, you thinking about updating your bath or shower? Turn to Kohler Services for end-to-end bath and shower remodeling, where Kohler design consultants and installers do the work for you. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
WBA Young Professional of the Year Kyle Wallace is now an award-winning radio host. You're listening to KBN. Kyle Brust and Nortman, the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Large Market Radio Show of the Year on ESPN Wisconsin.
We do such a great job at this show that we only left 1 minute in the last portion of the ESPN Wisconsin hour. Then we go to the 414 at 4. But before we do that, I got to tell you about the Princeton Club, because whether it's the Madison locations or New Berlin, you have a great place to invest in your health. Open 24/7, free childcare with the membership. That's huge! Free childcare with the membership. I've done personal training. You can find your passion. They have weights, they have cardio, they have workout classes. You name it, they have it. Cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin for your better tomorrow. Have the courage to go in there, get a tour, and you will join and love every second of it. Anything you guys like to add before we say goodbye to Madison?
I love KBN Nation. Thank you so much.
Alex?
Shout out Madison. Thanks for the weekend.
Good weekend in Madison?
Good weekend.
Good to hear.
Feels good to be first place.
Did you have a good weekend? Did you really? Because you lost